Heavy rain early today caused flooding and landslides around the territory. The observatory issued the first black rainstorm warning in 3 years shortly after 4 a.m. It lasted until just before 10 a.m. Jenny Lam reports.
The downpour began at 1:30 a.m. The rainstorm warning went from amber to red about 2 hours later and then to black at 4 a.m. It was just one big light show in the sky throughout the night. And on the ground, there were reports of flooding in many districts. On Kwun Tong Road, the water level was as high as a car in the tunnel near the Kwun Tong MTR station. One minibus failed to stop in time along the slippery path. Flooding at Tin Sum Chun and Yuen Long washed debris of every kind onto the street. Efforts to protect homes and residents' possessions were in vain. It's as bad as we are under the storm signal number 8, one villager said. Workers were busy trying to pump water out of the place and unblock drains to ease the flooding. This was the first black rainstorm warning in Hong Kong since 2010, and it remained in effect for nearly 6 hours. According to the observatory, the rain patch swept from west to east across Hong Kong. More than 150 millimetres of rain was recorded in most districts. In Chung Kwan O, it was more than 200 millimetres. Once the black rainstorm warning was replaced with the amber warning just before 10 a.m, people were in a big rush to get to work and to school. Actually, classes of all morning and whole day schools were cancelled, much to the surprise of this unaware student who braved the elements. Really? No school? I'm so happy, he beamed. But it was a regular working day for most people. We are used to it in the catering industry, says this woman. This man says his boss called him to get to work. At the Kowloon entrance to the Cross Harbour Tunnel, the queue for buses snaked around the nearby train terminal. It was the same story in Aberdeen on Hong Kong side. The observatory has forecast more rain in the territory, although showers will ease off gradually and it will be brighter tomorrow. Jenny Lam, TVB News.
The torrential rain also triggered about 20 landslides around Hong Kong as mud and rock washed onto roads, leaving traffic in a standstill.
Sao Mau Ping was one of the worst hit areas, with 2 slopes collapsing down onto the roads below. Outside Shannon Estate, a massive landslide washed tons of mud and rock onto Leon Road. Down the road near Shan Tin Estate, debris piled up as high as the roadside fences. Vehicles were stuck in the raging river of runoff. This coach driver tried to clear his own path to get out, to no avail. He said he had to call the company to arrange for another vehicle for the job. Couldn't do anything about it. It was a natural disaster. Workers had rushed there by 6 a.m, but clearing the road proved a great challenge as the rain continued in the morning. Residents were lost in their own estate as police sealed off dangerous sections of footpaths. This man says it's the second time he's seen heavy landslides here. The downpour caused damage to associated works of a new housing estate project up the hill, including a retaining wall built to stop landslides from happening. The unfinished protective wall was clearly no match for the heavy rain. In the early hours of this morning, the saturated soil burst through the wall and gushed down the slope along with torrents of rainwater, completely paralysing Shannon Road. Civil Engineering and Development Department officials inspected the scene this afternoon. They refused to say if the design of the retaining wall is inadequate for heavy rainstorms, saying they have yet to determine the actual reason for this massive collapse. The department will spray concrete on the slopes in the meantime to give it temporary reinforcement. The officials said the workers will continue overnight to try and reopen Leon Road by noon tomorrow, but that it will take at least a day or two to make sure Shannon Road is safe for public use.